Today is a day 4 class of complete 40 days AWS course, and the topic is AWS CLI. And I will show you in this video how to configure AWS CLI, how to create a credential of AWS CLI, and some basic commands. And I will show you everything in hands-on demo. Before I start the video, just a quick reminder: if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel, because after complete the 40 days course, I will also create DevOps and cloud related video that will help your career. So don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. So let's start the video now. So introduction to AWS CLI. So what is AWS CLI? AWS CLI is a tool that allows you to interact with AWS service directly from your terminal instead of using web console. So for working from web console, we are doing some command in the command line, and that will easy for us instead of doing command or running from AWS CLI. And for DevOps engineer, AWS CLI is the most important thing to know how to work from command line. So instead of using in UI, you are running command like AWS EC2 describe instance. So if you run this command, you can see if there in EC2 is running in this account, it will show. So an error occur, describe the operation, because it's not able to validate the provided credential. So before you run any command, you need to configure the AWS. So I will show everything. So why AWS CLI is important in DevOps perspectives? I already told you. For AWS CLI, it will make automation, and by scripting you can run anything from your command line. In CI/CD pipeline, it will also very helpful. Like when you are running any CLI pipeline, it will create any server in the runtime. That time it's very important to know. And infrastructure code. So by doing code, you can create infrastructure from AWS CLI. We'll show everything in the hands-on demo. And for the DevOps tools, it's heavily used in Jenkins and Terraform. So I already told you in CI/CD pipeline, Jenkins sometimes Jenkins need to create a server and deploy that code to that server and do some test, and after test is successful, then it will deploy the production server, and before deploy the production server, it will delete the testing server. That thing happening by AWS CLI. Another thing is Terraform. Terraform also use and communicate by AWS CLI. These two tools are very and heavily used in DevOps. Prerequisites of this AWS CLI: you need to have AWS account, and you need to have a IAM user with programmatic access, and make sure which service you are working. Like if you run EC2 command or S3 command from AWS CLI, you need to make sure you have proper access to do that. I'll show you how to create a user with this credential. So service used from IAM or identity access management, we can create this credential. So hands-on demo for Windows, you need to run this command for installing AWS CLI, and for Linux, if it Ubuntu, then you need to just sudo apt update, sudo apt install AWS CLI. And for check the version of this AWS CLI, you can just run the AWS this version. So let me copy that command. So you can see the version of 2.17.60 is installed in my PC. So now create a user from IAM, and you need to follow it as user, select user, security credential, create access key. After create access key, you can get this thing, access key and secret access key. You can download that one for next use. And for configure, you need to run AWS configure, and you will get something like this. You need to put these things. And one thing, like here, AWS use AP Southeast 1, that means US Virginia 1. So same way, AP Southeast 1 is Singapore, US East 1 is not Virginia. So AP Southeast 1 here is Singapore region. So AWS using region like this way. For testing configuration, you need to run this command. So before testing this command, we need to create an IAM account with the credential. So let me go to the console. So here we are in AWS console. So let me open the IAM. So go to user. So I already create user DevOps user. In this user, click that one, and you need to go security credential. Before go to the credential, make sure you have proper permission to do that. So in my case, I just give this EC2 full access and S3 full access, so this user can do this two service fully. But if that user want to any other service like EKS or IAM, that user not able to do that because this user have only these two permission. So for creating the security credential, you need to go to the security credential tab, then go to scroll down, then you can see create access key, click that one, select command line interface CLI and make sure you check the box, then go to next. If you want, you can put a description, just create access key. The access key security is created, so let me copy that one. Go to the console. AWS configure is the command to configure AWS CLI. So then it will ask for the access key. You need to paste that one and need to paste your secret access key. Then you need to choose your region. By default, my one is choose US East 1, so keep it same. And the format is JSON by default. If that not, then you can just put JSON. So now if you type AWS S3 LS, it will show the all bucket in your account. Also, if you want to check your username and password is configured or not, I put a comment here. This will show you username, password, and access key and security access key. So if that one showing data, that means your account is properly configured. You can see user account and username. So if that one not showing, then some mismatch is happening. Maybe there is space or something happening here. So make sure that is properly doing. So if it's showing, that means your account is working. So let me clear the screen. Now I will show you some command, basic command. So AWS CLI I always show you. It will show the bucket. So now if you turn the command, is this command I already run, but that time credential is not configured. That's why that show error. So AWS EC2 describe initial, it will show the EC2 related information. So in my case, here is one EC2 is intermediate position. Also that EC2 is not available now. So if you go to EC2, you can see there is no EC2 available. That's why it's showing no EC2 available running. You can see no EC2 is showing here. That's why it's not showing any data. Let me create EC2 if you make sure here. My code. I don't need to keep here. Okay, just create this. It's running. Now you can see the EC2 details is showing here. So these are you can access EC2 from command line interface. Now for creating a bucket, just always you need to run AWS and which service you need to work, that service need to here. So here is S3, here is EC2. So AWS common, EC2 which service you run, then what command you need to run. So AWS S3 service and MB for made bucket, then bucket name. It will create a bucket and make sure your bucket name is unique. So let me copy that one. So I think this is not available. Rajiv, make it 2026. So you can see bucket is created. If anything happen, it will throw a error that bucket name is already available, created. So here is showing is bucket is created. This way you can create a bucket. Now you can run a command like this. You can put a file from our local PC to there. So same way AWS S3, we need to copy the command cp, the file name and the location of that file. So copy that one. So my case for bucket name is 2026. Here is Rajiv. Okay, we need to create that file. Echo taka file.txt get. So our file is created. So now that command will work. So now if you want to see this available in the bucket, you just AWS S3, then need to write the command ls, and you need to delete that one. So it will show components of this file. So in this bucket only file is uploaded, file.txt. So if you go to the console, same way you can see. So this is our bucket. If you go, you can see the file is available there. Go to the common documentation. So list of file, you can see what content available in our bucket. For deleting a bucket, you just same thing. AWS S3 is common. Then RB remove bucket, then the bucket name, and you can type -- force if this bucket is connected or something. So by forcefully, we can delete this bucket. So let me copy that one. So our bucket name is 2026. And here is Rajiv. So it deleted the bucket. So if you type AWS S3 you can see that bucket is not available now. In the command line, when you are deleting any bucket, before you delete, you need to make sure run a command to empty that bucket. Then you need to delete the command. So there is one more step. You need to delete the bucket in the console. So it will take extra one command. But in the CLI, you can run just one command, you can delete the bucket. So lots of things make it easier for us when you are doing from CLI. So real DevOps use case, instead of manual steps, we need to CI/CD pipeline, use CLI, and automation scripts use CLI. So for DevOps perspectives, these things are heavily used in DevOps work. For example, AWS CLI run instance, you can run instance and used in Jenkins pipelines and Terraform automation. I already told that. So common error we are doing when are configure AWS CLI. So invalid credentials. So when you can configure a credential, sometimes there is space is happening in our command. So that time throw error. So when you are getting sometimes these things, you need to check your credential is okay and wrong region. Sometimes we are using the service in US East 1, but our service is available in Southeast 1. So make sure your region is properly configured and permission denied. Also, like if you have not access in, let me show. So group. So here is like it's easy to full access and S3 full access. But if you want to do anything like EKS or any other service, make sure there's service authentication is available here. So this thing I tell here. So like if anything happen this type of error, you need to check this IAM first. Then you can check the access key and security access key and the IAM policy. And I give some homework for you. For your homework is just configure AWS CLI, then configure it. So first create AWS account, then create access key and security access key, then configure, then create a bucket and upload it. So this is for homework for you. So if you do that, your today's class confusion will be deleted and you can understand properly, because when you're doing like any video, if you don't practice that one, you will forget that one. So when you are doing that one practically, you will get things clear. So that's all for today's class. I hope this video is helpful for you. So if you found this video is helpful, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. In the next video, I will show you the EC2. In that video, I will show you how to create EC2, how to create SSS, then how to create security group. Everything will cover in that video. So complete demo of EC2. So don't miss that class. So up to that class, best of luck. Bye.